We have a very, very special day with very special guests. Our day is about our wonderful Mr. Mackie. He did so much for our school. He had sombreros. He dressed as Abe Lincoln. He played instruments for us. He has been volunteering here longer than you kids have been alive. If he was here over 15 years.
And I remember his mesmerizing voice, his endearing personality, and just the joyful expression he had when he talked about reading to you boys and girls.
And one thing that I knew about Mr. Mackie, whenever I saw him, I would say, "How are you, Mr. Mackie?" And he would always say something silly because he didn't like to greet somebody by saying, "How are you?" Mr. Mackie always said, "It's so good to see you." So I'm going to challenge every one of you for the next day or week or year or the rest of your lives. When you see somebody every day, say, "It's so nice to see you." That can only possibly put a smile on somebody's face when you say that to them.
How many have ever heard Mr. Mackie say, "I'm terrific"? And I've seen some of you do it with the arm motion. You have to have the arm motion when somebody says, terrific. I think we should practice one time. 1, 2, 3. That brings back fond memories. I've heard him say that 1,000 times.
All of us can do better by asking ourselves, WWMD. What would Mr. Mackie do? When we pick up a book, instead of turning on the TV, we do that because
that's what Mr. Mackie would do.
Alright. When asked how we're doing, no matter what kind of day we had, we should reply better than ever because
that's what Mr. Mackie would do.
When we see a student alone on the playground, we should go talk to them or ask them to play because
that's what Mr. Mackie would do.
When someone has had a bad day in class, don't ignore them. Go up and say a few kind words to them because
that's what Mr. Mackie would do.
When somebody drops things in the hall, don't keep walking. Stop and help because
that's what Mr. Mackie would do.
When you have a math or reading problem, don't give up and just keep working at it because
that's what Mr. Mackie would do.
We all hold and cherish the memories that we have of Mr. Mackie in our hearts, but the real way to show what Mr. Mackie meant to us is through our actions and by asking ourselves,
that's what Mr. Mackie would do.
Thank you so much for coming out for this. I really appreciate it, and want to tell you that something happened 2 days after he passed away. There was a meteor fell across the sky near Columbus, and chunks falling off in a big red streak across the sky. My scientific husband would have loved that. He would have loved that.
Love is something if you give it away. Give it away.